Hi, welcome to Hack the File. This is Michael Lopez, and today we're going to be going over Ethical Hacking and Hands-On Introduction to Breaking In by Daniel G. Graham or Graham. Um, like I said, I'm on the email with Clipchamp to figure out what's going on with their video. Maybe they can help me with the settings or something, but it's not letting me show any video, so it's alright. You guys know what my face looks like. It's no big deal. I wanted to make this video because I think it's going to be cool to kind of document what my hobbies are and what I like to do. So this book, I basically found it on Amazon, and it had really great reviews, and so I had a VM set up. I had a couple VMs set up. Like I had a Metasploitable and all kinds of stuff. I had a Linux VM, but I guess my license ran out or something, and I went online to get like a new license or to see how much it was, and I must have got hacked or something because I entered in the wrong license, and my whole my desktop, my laptop, I'm sorry, started lagging, and just right after that I could tell I got a virus. I had processes running that I've never even seen before, so when there I had to de-virus my whole laptop. Like I had to delete my VM setup and that I was using, that I used that code on. I had to delete a couple other apps and do a bunch of stuff to get the virus wiped or whatever. And after I did all that, my computer was running good again. So what I'm trying to say is I'm gonna start my little hacking lab over again, right? And so I came, I was like, I might as well get a book so I could do it right, So I came across this book, and from what I was looking at already, it's pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through this book, and I'm gonna go through it from first page all the way to the end. And I'm going to implement the hacking environment, the different VMs. And then I'm going to go through, and then I'm going to try to do all the little, everything they're asking. I might skip a couple things if they're stupid, or, if I can't figure out. But that's the whole point of my channel is I'm not going to go through this book ahead and do everything and then come back and then do it with you guys, and you guys don't even know how I even troubleshooted that. So the intention of my channel is to teach others how to troubleshoot problems when they come into problems, when they're like trying to teach themselves. I think that's more valuable than giving you all the answers, you know what I mean? So a lot of people, they do they skip ahead a couple chapters and they do it, or they'll do it live with you, and then they'll pause and they'll troubleshoot it and get the answer, because I don't know why, but I don't think that's any value. Well, it is value to people when they're stuck, and then you give them the answer and they're like, all right, and then they go on, because I do that too. But I think it's more valuable if you understand how to troubleshoot it. So when you're going through it and you're like, man, you're doing it with me and we're troubleshooting it together, and maybe you can figure it out faster than me when we're doing it. So that's what my channel is about, as you guys know. So and I don't care if I look stupid, like if it's an obvious thing, because I'm learning, right? We're all learning this cybersecurity stuff. So here it is, Ethical Hacking, a hands-on introduction to break-in. I heard great reviews on it, and we're gonna go ahead and start this off. And we're just gonna start it off. So I'm gonna flip this page, It's by Daniel G. Graham. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do about 30-minute videos or whatnot, and then I'm gonna stop, then I'm gonna do another 30-minute video. So it should have about, like, I would say 10 videos or more. And it's just that maybe somebody in school is doing this book, and they have to go through it as well with their instructor, and maybe they get stuck and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't figure this out. So maybe they'll type it in YouTube and my video will pop up and help them. So I'm not gonna have all the answers, I can tell you that right now, but I'm gonna Google stuff like live, so you're gonna see how I troubleshoot it if I can't figure something out. I mean, it's all about research, baby. You get on there and you do research. Cybersecurity and hacking and all this is no different from anything else, right? And we're gonna skip all this acknowledgments and stuff. I want to thank everybody who helped me make this book possible. And she's just gonna give thanks to a bunch of PhD people or stuff, and stuff like that. And they're, I could do the forward because that's always pretty cool. So we exist in a time where hackers hold more influence than ever before. Hacking can now impact the lives of millions of people by targeting elections, power grids, and all sort of infrastructure that people rely on for their day-to-day activities, not to mention their well-being. In 2021, hackers used ransomware to take down the United States' largest gasoline pipeline. This fueled anxiety, canceled flights, and caused shortages. The well-executed attack was personal for many people who experienced its impact firsthand. With this level of influence, it is imperative that we not only teach ethical hacking, but also encourage it. Ethical hacking is an excellent manual for programmers who want to learn the fundamentals of designing hacking tools, as well as how to implement the various techniques used by professionals, penetration testers. To get you there, the book guides you through a lab setup and many exercises that will equip you with the skills you need, by covering small-scale hacks that could occur in local coffee shops to large-scale attacks at the corporate level. It also offers amazing scope, and so is an ideal textbook for security course and undergraduate or graduate level. I consider this book lessons necessary for current and future technology, policy, and leadership professionals. For better or for worse, hacking is here to stay. So, I got something to say about this. First off, ethical hacking is basically saying so there's different hats. There's white hat hacking, which is you're a good guy, right? Then there's black hat hacking, which you're a bad guy. There's gray hat hacking, which you're like, I'm in the middle, and then there's, like, I guess it's purple or something, I don't know, but those are the three ones, right? Ethical hacking falls in the white hat hacking. So in other words, you're a good guy. So I'm gonna say something before we start this. This video is not for people that are gonna go and do harm with this. This is why we're setting up this lab that they're gonna show us. We're gonna set it up because it's a legal lab, and you're gonna be doing penetration testing or hacking legally. I don't advise trying to do this out in the wild, right? Because if you get caught, you're gonna get in trouble. Whether this information is easily available through my video or through this book, so I'm just telling you right now. But this is basically gonna teach you how to set up a hacking environment and then practice some hacking, right? It's pretty damn cool. Okay, why read this book? We're gonna skip all this, okay? Okay, this one says installing Python. So I already know how to install Python when we come to that, right? But I want to get the virtual environment up first, and then we'll install Python. But so this is just going over what we're gonna do, right? Networking fundamentals and all this crap. So we're gonna skip this. We don't need to know what we're gonna do. I mean, I've already looked at it. We're gonna just do this one page at a time, right? So setting up a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Okay, Lao Tzu, whatever, right? Everybody know that. Welcome to the first step in your hacking journey. In this chapter, we will set up your lab environment, which will consist of 5 virtual machines. Okay, a pfSense virtual machine, an open source firewall router/firewall to protect the vulnerable virtual machines from outside attackers. A Kali Linux virtual machine, the machine that contains the hacking tools discussed in the book. 2 Ubuntu Linux desktop virtual machines that we use to demonstrate attacks on desktop or laptop environments. So these are what we're attacking. This is what we're going to be attacking. Okay, it's Ubuntu Linux machines. A Metasploitable virtual machine, the machine that we will use to demonstrate attacks on a Linux server. So this is probably just the demonstrating. So I'm kind of confused about this too. So we're gonna have to read through it and figure it out ourselves, and then we'll go into more detail on what we're gonna do with this Metasploitable. Okay. Virtual lab, because it's both unethical and illegal to hack into machines that you don't own. The virtual lab we'll set up in this chapter will provide an environment in which you can perform ethical hacks. Figure 1.1 shows an overview of the lab environment. So this is cool right here. Right? If you don't know about networking, you don't know what you're looking at. But this is basically how networks set up their firewalls, right? Set up their this is basically it's showing you the P. So here's your pfSense router, right? /firewall. This is gonna be, I guess, their first line of defense right here, right? Here's the internet, and here's their line. Here's the physical world. So this is all the people out in the physical world. And this is your virtual network contained in a virtual box running on your PC. So we're gonna download a virtual environment, right? It's called a VM. Virtual machine that's going to simulate all of this, and it's going to be in our computer. So that's what's cool. So just in case you guys don't know, I'm going to be talking, like, explaining this like I'm going to explain it to a beginner, okay? Because that's the best way I understand as well. So because, you know, I'm just a beginner at all this hacking stuff. I've done it a bunch of times, but I'm going to do it as a beginner so I can understand more clearly of what I'm talking about. So here's the first defense router /firewall pfSense VM that we're gonna download, and that's gonna sit there, right? And then here's your Ubuntu desktops that we're gonna hack into, I'm assuming, right? Because they're on the network. And here's this is our hacker box right here. This is the hacker in the middle. So they should put this on there, like, this is your hacker box, right? Your tools. This is what we're hacking, you know. But I mean, you know, this is still self-explanatory, right? And then over here, they've got a Metasploitable server. Okay, so see, this kind of explains it. Your Metasploitable server. Oh, hold on, there's people coming. Anyways, your Metasploitable server is going to serve as another firewall, I think, because that's protecting this Ubuntu desktop, right? And this is a private network, so this is somebody's firewall as well or something. But it's exploitable, so that means that it's got a lot of vulnerabilities that we're going to be able to take advantage of, like the normal vulnerabilities that people forget, and when they're setting up a firewall server or something. And that's the whole key to this. So it's really cool. So this is what we're going to be hacking into, right? This is a picture of what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be using this guy to hack into this guy, which is, there's no firewall or anything, so that should be easy, right? Or wait a minute, I don't know why this is here. Shouldn't this be over here? I don't know. See, so we'll figure this all out. Um, and then we're gonna hack into this guy with the next. So it's pretty cool. Get a good look at that. It's not important right now, but I just explained it pretty good. So we'll also set up two networks. A main internal network that is isolated from the internet by pfSense firewall, and that's gonna be that one. Or wait, it's this one. It's isolated from the internet, right? And a private network that is isolated from the main network behind a Metasploit server. So here's a private network behind this Metasploit server. We'll use that second setup to explore attacks in which hackers must first get past one machine to attack another, as in the case with firewalls. Yeah, see? We'll focus on setting up the main network in this chapter and save the configuring for private networks in chapter 14. So we're just gonna set this side up right now. We're gonna get the pfSense router, the Ubuntu desktop, and then our Kali Linux. We're gonna download these three, and then we're gonna start messing with these three, because you know, if you think about, these are the easiest ones, right? I'm gonna get through the firewall to get to the Ubuntu or whatever. So this one, this private one, we're gonna do later on. So keep that in mind when we're downloading and we're reading stuff, that we're not dealing with this side yet. So a lot of people will do it and they'll get confused. So this video is just gonna be about this basic stuff, and then download. So I'm not gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys where to go download it and how to download it and all that. I'm gonna try not to put any of my personal information on here though. So like, you know, IP addresses and stuff. So I'm gonna skip all that stuff. Okay. Setting up VirtualBox. To set up your network environment. So now that we're going to set up the VirtualBox, so we're going to use VirtualBox. I was using VMware, right? But this is cool because I've never set up a VirtualBox. I've never used VirtualBox, and it gives me an opportunity to use it because I've used primarily VMware. Okay, to set up your network environment, we'll need to install VirtualBox. So I've already got this done. It's easy, you just go on the website, but I'm going to show you real quick. Think of VirtualBox as a program that lets you build virtual computers. You'll choose your virtual machine specifications, for instance, hard drive, amount of RAM, and number of processors. If you guys don't know what all that is, if you want to be a hacker and you want to hack some stuff, you're going to have to go back and learn what those are. You're going to have to read some computer books. You don't have to take classes or anything like that, but you need to know what a hard drive is, first of all. Some of you do. You need to know what RAM is and why we use RAM, because it's important. And you need to know the number of processors. I don't know about that, but anyways, you need to know these, okay, what all this is. I'm not going to explain it to you. A VirtualBox will assemble a virtual computer that runs a program just as you would on your laptop or desktop. Like I said, it's going to make you're going to download it, and it's going to make a fake computer environment, all that Ubuntu stuff and all the different ones, and it's going to run like normal on your laptop. So it's pretty cool. We'll go into more of that here in a minute. VirtualBox is a free to use on Linux, Mac, and Windows machines. Download VirtualBox from here. So we're going to go to here, and I'm going to make sure I don't have any. So now we're in VirtualBox, right? You click on that little link. Boom. It's easy as that, man. This is so cool. And it pulls you to the website. Now, if you're on Windows, you're gonna click on that, right? And it's gonna do a download. And it's gonna say open, and then you click on it down here in your downloads. If you have a Mac, you're gonna click on that one. And this one, if you have Mac OS and you're like a developer or something, I don't know. This is Linux. So if you have a Linux, you go to there. But if you have a Linux, then I don't have to explain none of this to you because you're probably more advanced, right? If you know how to use Linux. And all this other stuff, right? Solaris, and I don't even know, this is different. Okay, so if you got a Windows, you're gonna probably click on that one, and it's gonna download, and you all know how to run a download, right? So Take care that the download. Hold on, let me go back to my clip chat so I can make sure I'm not running over time. I'm gonna do about 35 minutes of this. And then I'll do another video. So take care that you download the correct installation files for your computer's operating system and architecture. Next, walk through the installation process. Now the installation process is easy. You just click yes, 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 and you find a place that you want to download it on. Now virtual boxes and all that, you want it, you can download them anywhere. You can download them on a SD stick, I don't care, but I put mine on my C drive because I have a lot of space on there, and then my SD I use for other stuff, which will vary depending on the type of computer you're using. However, you can agree that the default options as you can agree to the default options as a general rule. So you just press you leave it on default and just press next, 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 download. Once the installation is complete, launch VirtualBox and you should be greeted with a similar screen. So something like this, right? It says Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. Okay, this is where I'm at, because I was already doing this and I thought, I'm just gonna make a video, so it'd be cool, because I do this for a hobby, right? So we'll go back and I'm gonna show you mine. So I'm gonna show you mine where so I've got mine on my side. There you go, there's mine, right? So it looks kind of similar to that. See? VirtualBox, mine's got a balloon, because this is probably an older book, right? But welcome to VirtualBox, welcome to VirtualBox, right? So we're gonna follow steps. Okay. Setting up pfSense. Now I haven't done this yet, so we're gonna do it together. Now we'll set up pfSense. And remember, that's that one firewall / router, right? An open source router / firewall. This is cool to know, because even if you don't want to follow the exercises in this book, you have access to a VM firewall right here, pfSense. It's awesome. And you can do anything. Any book, you can use that if you need to use that. An open source router / firewall that will protect your virtual machine from outside attacks. The following steps will guide you through setting up this machine. It is important that you follow them carefully. First, download pfSense from this file. Okay, let's do that. Right? Let's do that real quick. Let's at least do that, because I got about 10 more minutes. Alright, look, so pfSense, this is obvious way. What I do is I save this, right? I go in here and I save it into my, just in case I forget, I can just type in search pfSense, right? pfSense. Okay, so it says latest stable version community edition. I'm sure we're going to want to do that one, right? This is the most recent release, recommended versions for all installations. Refer to the documentation for upgrade guides and installation guides. So select image to download. I don't think that's it. Supported button again. We're gonna look up here just to make, yeah, it came out of the book, so I'm sure this is secured. Alright. Oh, it's trusted. Source code. Download. Home, download, that's the directory. So I'm gonna go back and see what it says, right? This is what you do. If you're not sure what you download, you gotta go back. Where the hell's my book? Over here. Choose the AMD64 architecture, the DVD image ISO installer, and this, okay, and the server location closest to you before clicking the download button. DVD image ISO installer. There's your architecture. AMD 64, right? That's what it said. And then it said the DVD ISO installer. So this is what it's talking about, your architecture. Alright. Choose the AMD architecture. Choose the DVD image ISO installer. And the server location closest to you. So the server location closest to you is good. And so it's gonna be where? Austin? Yep. Austin, Texas. Now we're gonna download, right? Does that look good? Okay, we all agree. So now it's downloading, right? We're gonna let it download. It's a virtual machine, so it might take a minute. So this is where I'll like pause it and then come back or something like that if this takes too long. But I won't. I'm showing you guys how to do all this and how to read these books and how to, you know, because some people would have read that and be like, I don't know what the hell it wants me to do. They would have looked over here, looked over there. I mean, this seems easy, but it's not. You know, people don't know what architecture is. People don't know what an installer is. And sometimes you might be like, what the hell does it mean server most closest to you? Well, it's telling you right here, you know, either Austin is the most closest, the other ones are out of country, right? So, I mean, it seems like all that's self-explanatory, but I've been going to school for a long time and reading books and having to figure stuff out for myself for a while, so that's easy for me, right? But that's not easy all the time for some people, so hopefully I helped you with that, right? Save enough PFSense. So we're going to let that download and we're going to go to the next thing. Okay. Oh, look, and it gives you an image right here. I see. So I guess that's cool. Right? AMD. So here's your... Yeah. See, this is a great book. This is a great book. Might have to skip to the... Since we know that they're going to show, like, pictures of it, we might skip, look at the picture, and then go back. So we're learning, okay? Unzip the downloaded pfSense ISO.gz file. Okay. If you're on a Unix-based machine, which we're not, you can do this by running the gunzip command by typing in gunzip followed by the name of the downloaded file. Here's an example: gunzip pfSense ISO.gz file name. We're not on a Unix-based machine. Unix is basically Linux, right? I think that's true. Unix is Linux, so same shit. Anyways, in your terminal, launch VirtualBox. Don't forget what I just said. We're going on the next one. Launch VirtualBox. Then click the new button located at the top option bar, as shown in Figure 1.4. And here's Figure 1.4. The new button is designated by the starburst symbol. Launch VirtualBox. I click the new button. So, new button right here. Alright, we're not going to do that until my pfSense. Is done. You should be prompted to enter some information about your new machine. So now we're setting up a new machine, and it's going to have, well, the new machine is going to be the pfSense, right? Because that's the one we have downloaded. The examples that follow are for VirtualBox for macOS, but Linux and Windows versions are similar. I hate that crap. Enter pfSense as the name, right? So in this virtual tool, let's go back and I'm going to explain that a little bit to you. So we still got a little bit to go. So in this virtual tool, okay, VM VirtualBox, we're going to be creating a virtual machine, and then we're going to use that download, this download right here. I'm sorry, that download, pfSense download we're waiting for. That's going to be we're going to use those files to create that virtual machine, and it's going to create this, okay? So it says enter pfSense as the name and BSD as the type, and FreeBSD 64-bit as the version. So this is just the names associated with the VirtualBox, I guess, because they're different for VMware, I think. I don't know. Once you've changed these three options as shown in figure, click continue. So we'll go to this figure. I think it's on the next page, remember? Okay. Name and operating system. So this is what it's going to look like, right? And we're going to change it to all this when we get it. All right, I'm back. I'm just gonna make this video. I don't care how long. I'm just gonna end it on like a good after I set up this environment, and then I'll do another video, and I'll just call it first video setting up environment. So my download is complete. Okay, and I'm pretty sure I can close that now. So we'll go to this guy, and it says so I'm gonna have to unzip this. Okay, so it says unzip the downloaded file. Okay, you guys probably don't know what unzip means. So I'm gonna show you what unzip means, and I'm pretty sure I can show you guys this without the IP addresses on here. Let me just check. Make sure I'm not doing something really stupid here. Okay. I don't have any information on here that's... Alright. So, what I did is I went to my downloads, right? Documents, downloads. Go to my downloads. So on this PC, downloads. So now I'm on my downloads. Here's that file, right? It says the pfSense file, right? AMD ISO file. So ISO file, see .iso. Now this is the file that I downloaded. So what I'm gonna do is what you should do is you should take it from your download, copy it from your download, this, right? So right click, copy or whatever, and then you should have like wherever you're gonna keep this, your virtual machines at, you should have a file that says like VMs, right? Put them all in that VM file. So I'm gonna come over here and let me just make sure I'm not showing anything that I shouldn't be showing. So we'll go down to, that's why it's hard to make these videos, because there's going to be a lot of stuff, but I wanted you guys to know a lot of private IP numbers and stuff, but I want you guys to know how I'm doing it. So I guess you can go here and you can say, so now I'm at my local C, and in my local C I got all this crap, but I'm going to go to VMs, right? I created a folder called VMs and I put it in here, okay? So now you know where that's at. You got to know where this is at, okay? That's very important, because when you're setting up the VM, you need to know where that's at. Okay, so now I put it in a file, and oh, let me show you how to unzip this. So I'm gonna unzip this. So you're gonna right click, okay, and you're gonna compress zip. Show more options. So zip, right? Extract files here. So you're gonna go to zip. If you don't have them on your options, you go to show more options, right? You go to zip, and you're gonna have to have this. If you don't have zip on there, you're gonna have to download zip application, and you're gonna have to Google that yourself, because that's not hard to find, the 7-zip application. So I'm going to extract the files, and if you press extract files, you can put them anywhere, but I'm going to extract here because I want them here, right? So I'm going to extract here, and this is what you're going to see. It's extracting them. There you go. There's your pfSense disk image file, right? Alright, let me see. Okay, let's see if that was enough. So we're gonna go to follow these. You should be prompted to enter information about your machine. Example follows a virtual macOS, blah blah blah. Enter. Okay, wait. What did it say? Click new. Okay, in your terminal, click new. So new's right there, right? My dogs. Okay, we're gonna copy this, right? The heck did that go? Okay. I wish I could move that. Alright, hold up. We're gonna move this. Alright, we already know how this is gonna look, so. Okay, enter pfSense as the name. So let's enter pfSense. pfSense. And I'm going to do it exactly how they're asking, right? They wanted a capital S. So they want a little p, little f, capital. I'm going to do it exactly like that because what's going to happen is, and I would recommend following exactly word for word and exactly how they do it in the book. Because later on, if we're using this VM in hacking, we're going to have to we might have to enter it in exactly like that. I don't know, but it's always good practice to follow exactly how they read it. I've had problems before, and so type right here, Windows. BSD is a type, and so BSD as a type, and FreeBSD as the version. So FreeBSD 64. Okay, 64-bit is usually what the new computers are using. So it's a general rule. If you got a newer computer, it's probably going to be 64-bit setup. So you change the 3 options. Click continue. So now let's go to the see if that looks okay.
That is yours. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, so that's where it's gonna go. VirtualBox VMs. Users drive. Oh, hold on, let me. Okay, I had to change this because I want it to go here. Maybe it has to be on your users. It says users Jeffrey VirtualBox. But let's see if I can put it there. Alright, let's continue. Alright, I'm gonna have to move this. So all I did was I changed the machine folder. They're putting it in users, Jeffrey. You might have to. Okay, so if I run into a problem, since I changed it to a different directory, I changed it to that virtual machine directory on my C drive. We're gonna have to go back and redo this, okay? But that's part of troubleshooting. It's just more convenient to have it where I know where it's gonna be. I don't like looking for everything, so might have to be on there. I don't know. The pfSense virtual machine doesn't require much RAM, so set the memory size to 1024 megabits, right? So we're gonna go base memory, and we want it at 1024 megabits. There you go. So that's fine. Base memory 1024. Okay. When prompted for virtual hard drive options, select a create a virtual hard disk now. 8 CPUs. Select VDI VirtualBox disk image for hard drive file type. Okay, so this is already gone. So processors, 1 CPU. It doesn't say anything about the CPU. Usually you need about 3, don't you? 2, 3. Let's go back and see what it says about processors. Okay. Let's see if it. Alright, so we're just gonna follow the instructions. That's it. Megabytes. Okay, next, virtual hard disk. When prompted for virtual hard disk options, select create a virtual hard disk now. Create a virtual hard disk now. Selected. Select VDI virtual box disk image. So this is going to give me 16 gigabytes. Next. Wait, let's go back. I didn't see anything. Select VDI for the hard disk file type. Okay, so alternatively, you can create a virtual machine without virtual hard disk. So the virtual hard disk is going to be 16 gigabytes. Select VDI virtual box disk image for the hard disk type. So it doesn't give me an option to do that. At least I don't see one. So we're just going to go ahead and go to the next one because we want to create what it says, right? Make your new virtual hard disk dynamically allocated and set it to 5 gigabytes. So pfSense, that's where it's going. I said free hardware, memory, processors, EFI enabled. Disk. Let's go back to the okay, so it says what? Make it 5. Dynamically pre-allocated full size. 2 terabytes. Let's go to. It said 5. Five gigabytes. Can you type this shit in here? Sorry. Go 5 gigabytes. This size. Hey, you only need 5 gigabytes, huh? Alright. I don't know about those other settings. They're not on there. So I'm assuming this is already comes like that already. But the disk size said 5 gigabytes. It's the hard disk. Yeah, see the hardware, hard disk, 5 gigabytes. Alright. Finish. Can't create medium storage. The given path is not fully qualified. Okay, so it has to be. So we're gonna cancel and we're gonna do it again because I don't feel like typing in that crap. So pfSense. ISO image not selected. Type BSD. Free BSD 64 gig. Well, see, I think this is the ISO image. So why does it not say that on there? I mean, that's that ISO image that right? That's it right there, isn't it? Let's just mess with this a little bit. Oh, yeah, that worked. See, that worked. That worked better, I think. Why doesn't it say that? Does this say to add that image? So I have no clue why this does not ask for you to use that image that you downloaded. Okay, but it doesn't, and it doesn't show it right there. There's no ISO image, so this must be a different version. Looks like it's an older version, right? I guess on the new ones you can select the ISO image, right, the one that you downloaded. So all I did was, you saw what I did. I selected the ISO image that we downloaded from where I had it, and then I created all that with its recommended, storage and stuff. Okay, that's part of the troubleshooting, and this is what it gave me. So now I have I've never used VirtualBox, but this is where, I guess this is my virtual machine right here, right? This is all the settings. It's powered off, so I gotta set the network up and all that. So that's what this is for. So this is a long video, but that's how I did that. Okay, so it didn't say add the ISO image. Maybe I did it wrong, but this is basically what the ISO image is. It's already set up for you, the pfSense virtual machine. And so in my next video, this one's running a little long, we'll go ahead and start configuring this pfSense virtual machine. So this is only one virtual machine. Remember, we still have to do the rest of them. Okay, we still have to download Kali Linux and all that stuff. So the setting up is probably going to take the longest, and setting it up correctly. So I'm going to end this video now. And I mean, we're going to take our time with this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to enjoy it. We're going to savor it, because this is like some really cool stuff and it's fun to do. So I guess I'll do another video in a couple days, and when you guys fiddle around with this, mess with it, see what you can do, and see if you can get it all, at least you see if you can follow the instructions and get it all done. And I'll see you on my next video of Hack the File. Have fun.